Utori Biafra you in your home, but Nanu Yota. Uruko, Nani Soko, Isha Kiri, Utori Biafra you. Mama, we come back.
Exciting, expository, enlightening edition, our regular Wednesday broadcast on this very day, the 9th day of September in the year of our Most High Elohim 2020. The time now is 3 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. We welcome each and every one of you, regardless of where you are domiciled. We are welcoming you with open arms, with a very clean and clear conscience, unlike Facebook, who are trying to do their damn best to frustrate our efforts this very evening, morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are, not minding their shenanigans, not minding what they are up to. We are live and we are direct on IPOB Community Radio. We are on satellite. We are on FM in Biafra land and across a whole host of apps. I have been trying relentlessly to get our Facebook to work. It hasn't been working. They are trying to frustrate our efforts, and I feel sorry for them and those they serve, the damnable zoological republic. But we are live and we are direct, and the entirety of humanity is bearing us witness. They don't want me to broadcast live on Facebook anymore. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is atrocious. I feel sorry. It's a laughing matter because I honestly and genuinely feel sorry for Facebook. I do feel sorry for Facebook. I feel sorry for them. Honestly speaking, I do feel sorry for them. They do not want us to broadcast, but we are doing so. We are live and we are direct. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. You may not be able to follow us on Facebook this very day because Facebook is panicking. They have collected money from the zoo. They cannot stop us. None of their efforts, none of their janjaweed behavior can stop what we are doing. Have become so frustrated that they have now decided to terminate our broadcast altogether on Facebook. It's incredible. I have been trying and trying to get us going, but they have refused to allow us to broadcast. I therefore suggest that our people should please endeavor to go to IPOB Community Radio. It is very clean, very crisp, and very clear. We are on Radio Biafra app. We also happen to be on a whole host of platforms. I do suggest that we go there, please. Very, very critical, very, very important to go there to participate in what we are doing this very evening. We are live and we are direct once again, and I welcome each and every one of you. Get your pen and paper ready. Nothing is going to diminish our effort. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing is going to stop us. We are determined. We are resolute. There is nothing the enemies can do to stop this very effort. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We are live and we are direct, and the whole world once again is bearing us witness. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, IPOB. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by to the glory of Biafra, and that is what we are doing. And this evening we are going to pray to the Most High. I will pray from the very verse I quoted on the post I made regarding Aisha Buhari's boyfriend, the one that is wearing a mask, deceiving the gullible, the deaf, and the blind, and the stupid. I want to pray this very chapter in Jeremiah for the world to understand that although this very prophet was referring to the children of Israel many millennia ago, it is still very pertinent on this very day. Very pertinent. Jeremiah 5. Anybody who is close to the scriptures should go to it, please. Very important, because here we unashamedly worship the only one and true living God, the Almighty Creator of the heavens and the earth. Other people call it different names, but for us is the Almighty, the beginning and the very end, the author and the finisher of our existence. And this evening we pray. Oh, Heavenly Father in heaven, we congregate before thee in nearly 180 countries around the world and territories. Your children have come to listen to the gospel that only you ordained must be preached at this very time and in this very age. This gospel which you have mandated us to preach, we have done so relentlessly, remorselessly, unflinching. We have not for one single day considered ever stepping back from this very divine mission. Although your prophet Jeremiah in the days of old did speak about Israel and Jerusalem, today those words still ring very true. Therefore, we ask this very evening, as the prophet Jeremiah did ask, who can find us a man, if there is anyone who is honest, who is just, who can sincerely execute any judgment, who seeks the truth? And Elohim said, and I will pardon this very city. I will not destroy Jerusalem. Though they say, as the Lord lives, surely they swear falsely. They go to their churches every blessed day. Some of them even go to their mosques. They come out as liars, as deceivers, as cheats. Oh, Heavenly Father, you will not allow your chosen children of IPOB to become such. Oh, Heavenly Father, does it mean that your eyes are not on the truth? Does it mean you do not see what is happening in the damnable zoological republic? Does it mean you have created us as fools, people who can no longer reason? Because idiocy and stupidity have consumed all of them. They have refused to receive correction. Year after year, decade after decade, the same nonsense, the same mediocrity, the same corruption, the same misrule, the same poverty, the same deprivation, the same suppression, the same pain and suffering for everybody. These Janjaweed, they have made their faces to be harder than a rock. They have refused to concede to reason. Therefore, as Jeremiah said, I say this evening, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they do not know the way of the Most High Elohim, the judgment of the Most High God. For I will go to the great men and I will speak to them as I speak this very evening. For they have known the way of the Most High and the judgment of Elohim. The deeds have altogether broken the yoke. A wolf of the desert shall destroy all of them. A leopard will watch over their cities. Everyone who goes out from there shall be torn to pieces, because their transgressions are many. Their backslidings have increased. And so says the Lord of hosts, so has it been declared upon the same house of the iniquitous. Hear this now, O ye foolish people without understanding, who have eyes but do not see. You have ears but you do not hear. You do not fear me, so says the Lord of hosts. Will you not tremble at my presence? Who have placed the sand as the bound of the sea? Only the Elohim. That is why we give thee praise. That is why we give thee adoration. That is why, O Heavenly Father, we call upon your name, that your mercy may abound in the lives of those that believe in your redeeming grace, that Biafra may come in our time and our enemies put to shame, that your words may come to fulfillment, that very last miracle may for once convince the world that indeed Biafra is the land that you have blessed immensely. We pray not that any glory may belong to any man, but that every adoration and honor may be yours, and that your holy name glorified in this generation and the next, and every other generation that will come now and forevermore, we pray. He said, we are moving very, very speedily this evening to let the world understand what is happening, not just in Biafra land or in the wider damnable zoological republic, to understand that the enemies are wasting their time. And of course, to let those who have been bribed by the Janjaweed, Facebook and all, that they are fighting a losing battle. It took us a while to come on air this evening, or should I say to connect Facebook this very evening. But eventually we managed to succeed, and we are going to preach this very gospel. I have told the idiots, the Facebook idiots who are in the zoo, and some of them who may be in California, all the Satanists and agents of neocolonialism, that even if there is only one person listening on this very platform, then this gospel must and will be preached. We have it on good authority that Ojus Okalo went to Mina, and a plan was perfected and concluded to convert all the traditional rulers in Biafra land to sign up to Fulani Janjaweedism and Islamization. And Ojus Okalo single-handedly volunteered himself to lead that very charge to try to diminish Biafra and to do all he can within his powers to make sure that Biafra will not come in our time. His decision was reached in Mina at the home of Babangida. Also in attendance was Abdul Salami Abubakar. I am sure that some of you may have read about this very meeting extensively, but there were some things that transpired in that very meeting which was not made public. And this evening we are making it public in the finest traditions of this very platform, of this very Radio Biafra, because we are under a divine oath to speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences, regardless of who gets upset, regardless of what the enemies might do or say here, the truth must be preached and spoken, and this night will not be an exception. A lot of people do not know who we are. I'm sure that they will be shocked as to how we managed to discover the details of this very meeting that they had in Mina, to try to stop IPOB, to try to blunt our charge and our march towards our freedom, which they now recognize is relentless. They have decided that the best way to go is through the so-called traditional rulers and also some, should I say, PG, President Generals of some communities in our land. They will give them money and they will sign a document for them. That document will read that they are signing up to defend one Nigeria along with their communities. This is what is happening now. That is also the reason why the two corrupt individuals that I mentioned in Owaza, West local government area of Abia State, where they were harboring terrorists in our forests. The army visited them a few days ago. The zoo army, the Fulani army, went to go and see them, to encourage them and to tell them that they will do all they can to defend their so-called communities and also their youths that they have now recruited to go and defend the Fulanis or the remnants of them in harboring themselves, or should I say hiding in the bushes of those communities. This is to let Ojo Carlo know that we understand all that transpired at Babangida's residence in Mina and the efforts to corrupt our traditional rulers, to bring shame and dishonor to our people, that you know very, very well we are going to resist. We are going to resist. It wasn't my intention to touch upon this very subject this evening, but I have chosen to do so in order not only to put the record straight, but to put this very matter to bed. I understand, I don't know what may be the motivation that the chief whip of the Senate, Dr. Joseph Carlo, has said that if given the chance to speak with me as the leader of IPOB all over the world, in the people of Biafra, that the idea of Biafra will be dropped. This is not only an insult to myself, it is an insult to the memory of my parents and also an insult to the over 5 million people that have died in the quest to restore Biafra. And this insult will not be taken lightly. We have not asked, nor have we sent anybody to go and discuss nor negotiate on our behalf. We are not interested in negotiating with anybody. The only negotiation I will allow myself to be privy to or attend will be the negotiations to determine the boundaries of Biafra and, of course, to sign the instruments of statehood. Apart from that, I have not sent anybody. I will not be sending anybody. We remain determined and resolute in our pursuit of what is right before God in heaven and man on this very earth, which is the restoration of Biafra. Some people think we are joking. Other, of course, they've been thinking that since the 2012, how mistaken they are. They have sent their saboteurs. They have tried to infiltrate us. Some of them have actually made it to, should I say, reasonable positions within IPOB. The same God Almighty in heaven that guard this very movement from time to time reveal the true intentions of these charlatans. And as we identify them, we whip them away. They only have one fallback with a couple of fake Facebook accounts, which Facebook themselves are promoting, but they cannot succeed. They have not succeeded before. Now is not the time for them to start. Therefore, we are making it very clear. And allow me to reiterate this very evening that I have not mandated anybody to speak on my behalf, and I will not be seeing nor speaking to Ojo Carlo. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. I want to make that abundantly clear, that the world may understand where we stand on these very issues. Anybody coming to me from the zoo, as soon as you open your mouth to say, will you consider dropping this very agitation, I can assure you what happened to Kuremadu will be a child's play. Your corpse will be carried away from wherever you come to meet me. That I can assure you. That I can assure you. Any idiot seeking relevance, any drunken fool who wants his or her name to be associated with IPOB or myself, and you think that the best way to do it is to insult the memory of those that have died in this very movement, then not only are you mistaken, you are hallucinating and you are insane. Certifiably insane. That is who you are. Fulani Caliphate will not be built in Biafra land. Even the one that Ojo Carlo gave them in Law Uku, that too will disappear. We don't want them anywhere occupying any piece of territory in our land illegally. It will not happen. Hausa people may have been foolish and allowed them to be overrun. Yoruba may have given them a part of a Ilorin, or should I say 10 local government areas in Kwara State. That nonsense cannot obtain in Biafra land. No inch of Biafra land will be conceded, as you say, to Fulani Janjaweed. We are making it abundantly clear so that the world will understand us. This is the, should I say, the era of saboteurs. And we must all be very, very vigilant and extremely careful as to how we approach individuals and issues going forward. A lot of our people, either through ignorance, wickedness, or sheer stupidity, are part of this conspiracy for the Fulanis to overwhelm us, plant Islam forcibly in our land, and change our way of life forever and ever, as they did to Hausa people, to Nupe people, to Gwari people, as they did to parts of Yoruba land. They also do what they also want to do to us. But we are not going to allow that to happen, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. It is very, very distressing and shocking that Biafran people who are in the police and judiciary, especially in Abia State, are in the business of extorting money from people who have been arrested illegally, detained illegally, tortured illegally, for fighting for their freedom. What is happening in Umuahia High Court, in the judiciary of Abia State, is a disgrace. What is happening in the prisons in Afara, my village, is a disgrace. What is happening within the police in Abia State is a disgrace. You arrest innocent people. There is no evidence, no proof of wrongdoing. And what you people resort to is to extort money from us. The Chief Judge of Abia State, the Director of Public Prosecution in Abia State, the judges and the magistrates you have in Abia State, especially in Omai, your days are numbered. That I can assure you. You will not be forgiven. What people are doing is that the judiciary in Abia State are in concert, in cahoot with the police to arrest people and bring them to court. You can't believe what has been happening in the past few days. These are Igbo people in court in Umuahia demanding and asking for money, exorbitant amount of money, all the way to 500,000 naira to release people who did nothing wrong. The court have given them bail to perfect their bail. These people, they are Igbo people, Igbo, not even any other part of Biafra land. Extorting money from their own people. In other words, encouraging the Fulani terrorist police and the army to be arresting people so that they can be making money in Umuahia High Court and at the prisons. Even the fool in prisons in Umuahia prisons in Afara, is also in on the act. Because this evening I want the world to understand that is how our madness starts. And when it starts, let nobody blame us. And as I'm very, very happy now that no idiot can come up to blame us for what we are doing. The controller of the prison services in Abia State, believe it or not, is Alhaji Kunle Sanusi. He's a Yoruba man. Kunle Sanusi is an Alhaji. You know what happens? Court will give you bail. We went to court yesterday and today to perfect the bail of the people that they've granted bail, people that did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. This idiot in the prison, Alhaji Kunle Sanusi, will be charging our people 2,000 naira each before he can allow them to walk out of the prison gate. Extortion of the highest order, extortion from the police, extortion from the judiciary, and extortion from the prison service. In other words, it is a plan. Whenever they see our people, they are arrested. It is a plan, a well-orchestrated plan to make money for themselves. And this is the side and part of Igbo people that I don't want to see. When our people want to be good, they're very good. When some of us want to be evil, we become worse than Lucifer. And we are going to set example with those of them in Abia State Judiciary. Those of them that specialize in conniving with an oppressive, conniving with the oppressor to extort money from their own people, people fighting for your freedom. It's a shame and a disgrace in Abia State. And it won't happen again, that I assure you. We are waiting for them to come. Anyway, of course, the police can go about harassing and abducting people unsuspectingly, so to speak. But one day their luck will run out. All of them, their luck will run out very soon. If you're in doubt, ask them in the nook and they will tell you. And we're not going to stop. This flag has been raised. The dragon flag has been raised and will never come down. It is not my duty to tell you what is happening. Let the enemies tell you what is happening to them. Both those within and without. As a movement, I am telling you this Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, as the case may be, for those of you in Australia, in Japan, and that part of the world, that we must maintain our discipline. Discipline is key. Discipline is key because our enemies are going to come with all manner of devices to detract us, to get us to feel important even though we are not important. Our enemies are going to do everything they can within their powers. They will use financial inducement. They will try to boost your ego when even they know that you are nobody, you are nothing, to get you to try to serve their purpose and to serve their cause. You must resist such temptation. And I will tell you why, with good reason this evening. Remember Avengers, our brave brothers Avengers who were doing marvelously well. Do you know what happened to the leadership of Avengers? They killed almost all of them. Because of because of long throat, they want money. They say, oh, come, let us negotiate. The commanders of Avengers will go to that very meeting. On their way back, they will be taken out by snipers, one after the other. That was how they destroyed Avengers, because they abandoned the freedom we were all pursuing to consider financial payment. Any day our mind goes to financial inducement or financial payment, we are finished. Why am I saying what I'm saying? Remember Ken Serewiwa? They gave him money, abandoned property in Iguacha. In the end, they killed him. The same zoo, Nigeria, killed him. The latest one that they have killed, his name is Ghana. He's from Benue. He is TV, and you need to understand his story very, very well. Do you know that he was working for the Fulani Janjaweed? Until the same people that he was working for got to his village. As soon as they got to his village, he realized his mistakes, and he's now started fighting the Fulani. And they arranged amnesty for him. On his way to go and collect the amnesty money, he was killed by Fulani soldiers. The same thing they did to our people in Avengers. The same thing they did to Adakaburo. The same thing they did to Cancer Wiwa. Anytime, people must understand, anytime that devil, that spirit of Judas goes inside you, and you think you're working with them, they will tell you, oh, don't worry, can't you see August Okawi? Is he not doing very well? He's our boy. We groomed him. He's working for us. Can't you see hope of them? You think you're like them. You must remain like them. Any day August Okawi rises up to say, I am fighting for the interest of my people, of course, we know he will never do that. That's the day they will kill him. That's the way they will operate. So I am warning all of you that they have been romancing for a while now. Some of you idiots that your brains are expanding, talking rubbish as usual. Your days are numbered and your days are up. And tonight you will know it. A typical saboteur will always die at the hands of the Janjaweed. This man called Ghana wanted 1 billion. In fact, post his video. Do you know that this man was so precious to Fulani conquest of the Middle Belt that Channels Television interviewed him? You know, Channels is working for them the same way that Facebook is working for the Janjaweed. Are you aware of that? Some of you are aware of that. Do you know that Channels Television actually interviewed this man? They claim he's a wanted criminal. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? No, you're not. But he was interviewed. And I want that very interview to be posted on my page for all of you to see. That is if Facebook will allow it to be posted. for all of you to see what happens to every saboteur. I want our people to understand this. You think you're doing very well. Oh, I'm going to make money for myself and my family, and I may even make a name in the process. This is what happens to every saboteur. This man was helping the Fulani Janjaweed, the Caliphate Mietiala, to conquer other villages in the Middle Belt until they got to his own village. He now said, oh my God, I never knew this was going to happen to us. He now rose up to challenge, he became a militia leader to challenge the Fulani. And they said, oh, don't worry, come for that 1 billion we promised you. He went to go and collect the 1 billion and he was killed. Check it everywhere. Once you are a saboteur, you must remain a saboteur for life. Any day you rise up to say, I am going to fight for my people, that day you are dead. That's something you need to understand. And you must learn from him. And now, let me, should I say, wicked and evil part of this whole thing. One thing even our journalists don't understand. One thing I want to make our judges, Biafran judges in high courts in Biafra land, all the police officers in Biafra land who are Biafrans, there is something all of you will need to understand, including the journalists and the newspaper editors. Do you know that foreign, should I say, I call them foreign because I'm not from the zoo. Do you know that Daily Trust is part of the Fulani Janjaweed agenda? Do you know that the Premium Times is part of it? Of course, they have brought over some Yoruba newspapers as well. Those of them that have, Islamic, should I say, leaning, like Punch. Are you aware that all of these people are working for the same devil? Are you aware of it? This evening, I will tell you. Do you know that when this Ghana was working for the Fulani people, when this Ghana was going about, his name is actually Tawase Akwaza. When you say Ghana, they may say, but he's a Fulani. He is not. His name is Tawase Akwaza. He is a TV man. The same thing like Go On. Just imagine Go On. Look at what they did to T.Y. Danjuma. The day T.Y. Danjuma rose up to say, oh, my people are dying. You saw the way they rubbished him using Premium Times. Premium Times, a Fulani publication, announced the death of Tawase Akwaza, alias Ghana, that's what they call him. They tagged him the most wanted criminal in Benue State because they have now used him and discarded him. He is now the most wanted criminal in Benue State. When he was working for them, nobody knew about him, apart from the interview with Channels Television. Today, he has risen up to say, my people are dying. Let me fight for them. They have killed him. He is now a most wanted criminal. They sent Army Special Forces Command to go and kill him. Now, I want to ask Zoo people a very simple question. How many times have you heard that the army laid siege for a Fulani bandit? How many times? I'm asking you. How many times have you in your life heard that a siege was laid for or an ambush for a Fulani terrorist bandit? When? But once you're from another side, anything they like, they can do to you. It doesn't really matter. Of course, BBC, but the axe traitors we have with them, who doesn't know that? Now, let me tell you something. In 2015, amnesty, the same amnesty, this amnesty rubbish, the same amnesty was granted. They said to 500 persons, including Ghana, that were terrorizing parts of Benue and Taraba, working for Fulani Janjaweed against his own people, until they got to his village. That is what I keep saying to every Sabo. Sabo, this thing, this Janjaweed you're defending by fighting IPOB on top. Of course, not that what they're doing has any effect on our work, not at all. Or any impact, so to speak, not at all. One day they will get to your village. Do you know that some politicians are feigning ignorance? They are saying they cannot see what Fulani Janjaweed is doing in our land. Are you aware of that? These are the things I want the world to understand this evening. And let us go back to and hear what other people said. Nation newspaper referred to him as a militia. As a militia. That was his job. That was what he was doing for the Fulani. Until he turned against them and they invited him to come and take money. Longer throat. He wanted to go and collect money, and in the process, he was killed by Fulani soldiers. They lay ambush and they killed him. He was a dreaded militia leader. Tawase Awaza, alias Ghana. Now listen. Do you know what people don't understand? He and 172 other people were invited by Governor Otom, the governor of Benue State. Come, let us discuss. Amnesty, come and take money. He was going to see the governor. The Fulani army did not allow him to go and meet Governor Otom. Before he could get to the government house, he was killed by Fulani soldiers that did not want him to reveal to the governor of Benue State what he knew about the operations of Mieti terrorists in the Middle Belt. Do you see the way they roll? This is a warning. I want to let Sabotua know. Every Sabo, both high and mighty and the low one, this is what awaits. This is the fate that awaits each and every one of you. He was fighting against his people. They said, go and meet the governor. With 172 other people, they lay ambush for him and they killed him. The same thing they did to every notable commander of the Avengers. Our people and money. When you are fighting for freedom, it has nothing to do with money. Conviction, dedication, application, and discipline, which is what we seem to be lacking. And today he is dead, killed by the Janjaweed that he was serving. If this is not a lesson to our people, I don't know what else could move them to change from their evil ways. I want it published on my page, the interview with Channels TV. If this man is a very wanted criminal, how can Channels TV be interviewing him? That is what I say about people who are deaf, and people who are blind, who can no longer reason. The same nonsense that happened to Avengers, that led to the decimation of Avengers, happened today, or should I say yesterday, in Benue State. That is the life of saboteurs. That is how they always end up. And before I go on to the main analysis that I have for you this evening, which is some articles that some people have written, very brilliant. I want to, people used to ask us, why do you support Trump? Why all this Trump? Why always talk about Trump? We said to them because Trump is a very decent and honorable human being. He speaks the truth the same way that I do. Not minding who is pleased. There is no space for political correctness. He calls things the way he sees them. When the clown they have in Asorok, the masked wearer, gave the claim, he said, Trump asked me why I am killing Christians in Nigeria. President Buhari, the one that is dead, though, raised as a mask-wearing propaganda to deceive the idiots. Go to my page again, of course. The post is being suppressed by Facebook. You will see it. The mask, you can see the mask on his face. You can see his fresh hands, fresh hands of a supposed 80-year-old. And you're telling me that people are sensible and reasonable. I doubt that very much. I doubt it very much. And they come to me, they say, oh, don't talk about it. You shouldn't. Don't talk about it, Buhari. I said, are you blind? Are you blind? Can you not see a mask? Can you not see the hole on his neck? Are you blind and foolish? I cannot see those things. Because there is a climate of fear, a climate of suppression and subjugation, a climate of betrayal, a climate of treachery, a climate of sabotage, a climate of oppression. That is why none of you can stand up to speak the truth, to say that little boy can never be an 80-year-old. Look at his hands. It's there for the whole world to see. And you don't want me to speak that very truth because you have something to hide, because you're compromised, because you're a traitor. Only traitors are afraid of the truth. Trump asked me why I am killing Christians in Nigeria. Let me ask some of you, has the Pope ever been this brave to call Asorok and to say, why are you killing Christians? Has the Democratic Party in America been able to call and say, why are you killing Christians? Has the Archbishop of Canterbury been able to call? How about all the mega Pentecostal pastors that come to the zoo, you go for their crusade, have they ever called? It's only Trump who said to the idiots they sent to him, why are you killing Christians? If you cannot love such a man, who are you going to love? Has Obama ever said such a thing before? Why are you killing Christians? No, he will never say it because he is part and parcel of the problem. And tomorrow idiots will still say, why are you supporting Trump? Why do you support Trump? Your common sense cannot tell you that this man that confronted Jubril when they sent Jubril to him, that said to Jubril, why are you killing Christians? Because if you present a squirrel to them as your president, they will accept. If you present a madman, a completely mad, if you bring a madman and say this is your president, of course they'll accept it. Any idiot you send to America, they will accept. Even if the idiot is wearing a mask, they will accept. Jubril went to America and Trump asked him this question. Which American president has ever done that before? Did the British Prime Minister do it? Why didn't they say, Theresa May called me and asked me, or David Cameron, or Boris Johnson? No, it's only in the whole world, only Trump is concerned for the dying Christian niggers you have in the zoo. And that is the man people say is a racist. Those who are not racist, those who claim they love you, you are being slaughtered. They cannot ask after you. It is a man you claim is a racist that is asking after you. This is how foolish black people are. They bring out their sentimental mumbo jumbo crap. Rubbish. Every time you tell them the truth, they can never ever absorb, assimilate that very truth, and do something with it. Never in their lives. They prefer lies. That is why I like Trump. He tells you the truth the way he sees it. He doesn't give a damn how you're going to feel. That is inconsequential to him. What matters is the truth. And that truth has been spoken. If not that this idiot opened his mouth to say it, will you understand the amount of work that people are doing in Washington to try to highlight the plight of dying Christians in the zoo? All your pastors are concerned about is who insulted who and how much tithe you're going to pay. Your pastors see you the same way that the Fulani see you. They know you're foolish. Your pastors understand how foolish all of you are. That is why they treat you the way they treat you. And the Fulanis understand how hopeless and crazy we are. That is why they treat us the way they treat us. That is why they can kill you and talk about unity. As they're slaughtering you, they're telling you, oh, let's remain united. One united Nigeria. We intermarry. We know each other. You have your chemist shop in Bauchi. You have another chemist shop in Brandon Kebi. You are selling spare parts in Kaduna. Can you imagine such rubbish? You are killing me. When I ask you to stop killing me, you're telling me, oh, don't worry. Think of the things that unites us together. They know we are hopeless. We are sentimental fools. We are always very emotional. We are not cold and rational. Always emotion. Always allowing our, should I say, nonsensical mentality. That is why we are poor. Let me tell you something. If you want to seriously change your life for good, sit down and ask yourself the following questions. Why are black people poor? Why is it that no African country can manufacture an aeroplane? I mean, manufacture, not assemble. Why is it that no African country can feed itself without foreign aid? Why is it that despite the abundance of technology and knowledge, scientific knowledge, people are still homeless in Africa? People are still poverty-stricken in Africa? Ask yourself these questions. And they don't, take what we preach. Ask yourself a very simple question. Why are we living on top of oil? Yet there is no running water. We drink the water that we go to get in. Ask yourself that simple question. Why do we have oil pollution in our land? When Shell and other people, Aji and Halliburton, who are extracting oil from our land, there is no oil spillage in their own country. There is no pollution, no environmental degradation. Any day you answer those questions, believe you me, you change. If you fail to ask yourselves those questions, then you are finished. A black man is the worst creation on this very earth. I say it without apology to any idiot. The most useless thing God ever created is the brain of a black man. They don't reason very well. Trump is fighting for you. You have not fought for yourself before. You have never, ever before called us rock to say, why are you killing Christians? But you can open your useless nigger mouth, your useless black nigger idiotic mouth to disparage Trump because you're foolish and very, very hopeless. And that is why Fulani are messing with you. All of it. And where they live off, your useless pastors will round it up for you. They protested against fuel hike during Jonathan's regime because Jonathan was a gentleman. Where are those pastors today? If you can do it under Jonathan and not under this President Janjaweed Fulani Caliphate regime of terrorism, that means you're a hypocrite. The Bible calls you a hypocrite. If you're a pastor that protested under Jonathan, you came out on the streets and you cannot do something now, you are a hypocrite. And if you're a hypocrite, you cannot be the servant of God. It's impossible. These are the things you need to know. Where are all the idiots that told you that they can see in the future? That Buhari is good for you. Where are the idiots now, I ask you? All the idiots with the Bible, where are those fools now, I ask you? Do you see how God disgraced all of them? You say your prophecy is not from me. All that nonsense, all these stupid people, all these idiotic, these children of perdition that we are predicting about how Buhari is going to bring glory days back. Where are those fools now? But you, being a black idiot that you are, tomorrow when they call you, you go to the adoration ground. Tomorrow when they call you to their huge dome, and you give them your tithe, your offering, you plant, you sow, you water the seed, because you're black, because you are unrighteous, because you are foolish. They came out to protest under Jonathan. Yes. Ask your pastor. It's an assignment. On Sunday, all of you, or those of you that why was it that how come under Jonathan all of you came out to protest? Daddy, why don't you go and protest now? He will not go because he's a hypocrite. He's a child of Lucifer. You people don't want to hear the truth. The problem with black people is that you don't want to hear the truth. You don't like it. But as the scriptures made us to understand, that truth will set you free. Every day I come on air, I preach one thing. Every day I come on air, I keep preaching the same thing. The wickedness and evil of a black man. That is why we are called black. Once again, as Pastor Chris Oyakilome said the other day, and some of you were too ashamed to even comment, go and Google the word black and what it means. What does black mean? What does it mean? You know, this life is very funny. What does black mean? When they asked black people, what do you want to be called? Other people said, I want to be called Asian Americans, I want to be called Asians, even in the UK. It was black people, it was Africans, people from African descent that said they were calling us then Afro-Caribbeans. Do you know that Afro-Caribbeans, they said, no, that is not our name. We want you to call us black. Hey, hey, unbelievable, unbelievable. Go and check it. I can't even read because if I read it now, it is shocking. It is shocking what black means. Shocking. We said, ask anybody in the UK. It was people, they used to call us Afro-Caribbeans. We ganged up and said, don't call us Afro-Caribbeans because it will tell people where we come from. We want to be called black. So in every form, you see white, you see black, you see Asian. Asian is there. People that have brain. And today is India not doing well. And that part of the world. I want our people to understand that obtaining PhD does not mean you're intelligent. It doesn't mean that at all. It was Afro-Caribbeans, people from Africa and the Caribbean, either born in the UK, domiciled in the UK, that lobbied that said, no, don't call us Afro-Caribbeans, call us black. That is how foolish we are as a people. And that is why most of them, their brain begins to boil. Let me bring home to you the wickedness of a black man. Why God abandoned Africa. Why blacks are poor all over the world is because a black man is a specimen of evil and wickedness. Police went to MN 2 Sundays ago. Saw people gathered together and shot at them. Whereas in the same MN, in the same vicinity of MN, there are Fulani people carrying AK-47. No one has gone to them to shoot at them. They are the ones raping, that killed and raped at also one. They are the ones in Enugu terrorizing our mothers and our daughters. No one has gone to shoot at them. Somebody saw where youths are gathered, came there and opened fire without provocation. And there are some Igbo people trying to justify that. There was one idiot, I will remember the fool's name, that wrote some nonsensical garbage and said that IPOB shouldn't have gathered. So if by the time they were proscribing Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King refused to march, do you think there'll be black freedom today in America? If by the time they were harassing Dr. Azikiwe, putting him in jail, and he capitulated, do you think that the zoo that you claim is Nigeria would be independent today? If by the time they were terrorizing and killing ANC members, that they capitulated, do you think South Africa will be free today? But he's an intellectual. He went to university. He has PhD. He wants to be called an elite. I want people to understand the idiocy of a so-called elite in Africa. It was writing joke. So if you come and make an unjust law, do you expect reasonable people to abide by it? Fulani are killing people. Fulani, only them have 6 terrorist groups. None of them proscribed. None of them proscribed by the Fulani. None of them whatsoever. You have pastors who they take money from us every Sunday. They have not come up or stood up to say, as Archbishop Desmond Tutu used to do in South Africa, to say that evil is evil, this regime is evil. Only Bishop Kuka to an extent. Now do you understand it? That our problem is us, not even the so-called leaders or lack of. It's us. the way we reason and the way we process information. That is why Ofonedu Okafor, a young boy, was shot at. He still has bullets in his body. What was his crime? The thing that people don't want to understand, and they have not told us, those who shot at Yemeni, what was their crime at that point in time? What did they do wrong? No one has been able to answer that question. To tell you how wicked and evil a black person is. What did they do to warrant the DSS going storming where they are to kill 21 of them? What was their crime? You know, in the zoo, if you ask yourself that question, guilty conscience will set in. You begin to reason like a human being. So they say, no, but they are prescribed. What did they do wrong before you prescribed them? They were asking for referendum and self-determination. Those carrying guns and killing people have not been prescribed. Asking for their right to vote, to determine if they want to be part of the zoo or not, they are being killed. And as a human being with full functioning faculty, you want to justify the killing of unarmed people. That is to tell you that you're evil. And this God we serve is not an impartial God. It's not. Black people are getting what they deserve. We are a very evil and wicked race. If we are not a wicked race, can you tell me why somebody will claim he's ordained by God? He will come out and ask you to vote for somebody he himself knows is evil because they gave him 5 million naira. And he says that you wake up in the morning as an adult and he said that is a man of God. You are a fool. You are following cowardly men of God, cowards, who under Jonathan came out to protest fuel hike. No excuses. Under this very evil Fulani tyranny, they cannot speak. All they want is your tithe. You and them, you are all fools. And Biafra cannot have such garbage in it. Of course, it's impossible. When somebody speaks the truth, all of you gang up against that person. Because the evil in you is greater than the good in you. That is why black people are suffering all over the world, not just in Africa. Where in whichever country you go to, wherever you see people who are suffering, the lowest of the low is always black people. It's a curse from God because we are evil. We have never changed. And until we change, somebody is writing from America. His brother has bullet wounds. Instead of allowing him to receive treatment, he has not done it. The worst is that he has not done anything wrong. Ofonedu Okafor has not done anything wrong. He has not offended the army or the police. His only crime was to be in Emene 2 Sundays ago, and they came and they shot at him. They won't even allow him to receive treatment. You shot an innocent person. They took him to hospital. You came to hospital and took him away from the hospital, and you put him in chains in your cell. And you on Sunday or Friday, the DG of the police commissioner will take his Quran and go to mosque and say he's praying to Allah through Muhammad. Muhammad will not ask you, that boy that is on the floor in your cell, before you went to Emene, what did he do to you? I want the whole world is listening. I want the world to understand that not every African thinks like a monkey. I want the world to understand that me personally as an African, I know that the problem associated with poverty, deprivation, disease in Africa is caused 100% by Africans. 100%. Anybody blaming a white man or blaming anybody else, you are deluded. You are deluded. You are the problem. Your idiocy is the problem. Your stupidity is the problem. Your inability to reason. Ask yourself, why is it that all these useless mega, all these idiots and those defending them, all these fools, how come you were protesting under Jonathan? You cannot protest under Buhari. Why? Evil people everywhere. Evil with the Bible. You're carrying some idiot. He's my father. Don't insult my father. You're a complete, you're a nincompoop, you're a fool. Don't insult my father. He's our father. If you insult him, I will tear you apart. Just imagine. Doubts with suit on Sundays, talking garbage. Promising you what you can never see. Other people are building skyscrapers, other people are making things happen, people are holding their governments to account. People are contributing to humanity. Your hypocritical criminal pastor is busy deceiving you every day. And you are absorbing their message because inside you, you are full of evil. So evil attracts evil. It doesn't matter how many of you fools go to one of those useless gatherings. Useless, I call them useless gatherings. Trump is the one asking after you. Your Pope hasn't asked after you. You say, I asked the Virgin Mary to intercede. Imagine such rubbish. If you tell a black man what you're doing is foolish, instead of the idiot to go back and think and reason, he will get foolishly emotional and sentimental. I keep saying, one of the greatest punishment of my life is to come from Africa. I'm telling you the truth. Surrounded by idiots who cannot reason, fools every place. You can see Fulani is in the other village. The next target is your own village. They come and they give you 1 million naira. You start talking rubbish. The same way that Britain came to Africa and the whole of Europe and rendered us useless because we are foolish. That is the truth. You may not like it, but it's the truth. And I will preach it here. Exactly the same way that Trump does it in America. Ofonedu Okorafor did nothing wrong. He's in the police detention now. Do you know the mother went there to go and see him? They said you cannot see him until you give us money. Can you be agree? You shot at my son that did nothing wrong to nobody. You went to hospital, you took him from hospital and turned him to the floor in your barracks. I want to see him. You're asking me to give you money. Is there any other race more wicked than black people? We are suffering here. They are killing us. They are pursuing us. Do you see how you are treating people where you come from? Or you think the Chinese cannot see all these things that we are doing to ourselves? That is how wicked a black person. We are a very wicked race. The sooner we accept it, the better. We are a wicked, deceptive, lying, treacherous race. Treachery is in our blood. Treachery to deceive, to lie. I keep going back to what somebody said about people that call me names. Of course, I'm used to that rubbish. You're a scammer. You are this. They go to their church and they give money to their pastor. Every blessed Sunday, they've been doing it for the past 42 years. And I ask you, what has your pastor done for you? Nothing. Have you seen that heaven has been promising you? The answer is no. I'm not asking you not to have faith, not to go to church. I believe in church, people, congregation, people being close to God, yes. But not through lies and deception. Somebody will come to me and ask me for money to pay rent. I want to alert the world as to the depth of the evil of a black mind. Somebody will come to me and ask me for money. Oh, I'm hungry, I've not eaten. Please give me money to pay my rent. I will go and plead with IPAB and say, this person has a problem. Let's give him money to pay rent. We give him money, he will pay his rent. He will come back the next day and call the person that gave him money to pay rent and to eat a scammer. and he will not be ashamed of himself. Somebody came to me and said, oh, please give me money. Negotiation. It will cost you 20 million. I said, okay, give him 20 million. The person, I want people to understand how foolish Africans are. You come to me, you deceive me. You have come to me to deceive me. I should give you my laptop I'm broadcasting with. Please, later on, you bring it back to me. And I gave it to you. You never returned it back to me. Then when I ask you for it, you don't tell people that he's a thief. He steals laptops from people. But you have my laptop. Can I have it back? No, you're telling them I am the one who is the thief. Can you believe such nonsense? That is why and some people will even have time to listen to such nonsense. That tells you how demented a black mind operates. The person listening to the garbage will not say, but hang on, you were hungry and you came to him. You were homeless and you came to him. He gave you money. How did you give money to somebody and you scammed that person? Try, black people in this UG. Some idiots came to me when I left prison. They were hungry. They said, please give us money. I want to pay rent. I gave the fool 500,000. In fact, 900,000, there were two of them. Today, they call me a scam. And the people that they're talking to will not ask them, but you asked him for money and he gave you the money. You and him, who scammed each other? Do you see that? That is why, I sit down and I analyze the brain of black. The reason why I keep dwelling on the brain of black people is because that is the key. It's your brain is the key. Once you can reason properly, there is nothing you cannot do. You can build rockets and go to the moon as a black person. Once your reasoning faculty are intact, you can reason. Right now, all across Africa and the whole world, black people don't reason very well. They don't. And the reason why Britain is suppressing that because Britain knows that as bad as black people are, as hopeless as they are, that in Biafra, there are men and women who are upright, chosen by God to do this very work, to liberate not just Biafra, but the whole of Africa. That's why they're sitting on it. Now you understand it, don't you? You give money to somebody is hungry. Oh, please, Oga, help me. I'm dying. I'm starving. You give him money to go and buy food. After he must have now eaten and his belly is full, you come to your house and you're a criminal. Oh, I'm a criminal for giving you money to go and eat when you were hungry. Do you see the black mind? Somebody to me and said, give me money. I gave you 20 million. The person turned around to say that you that gave him 20 million, you're a scammer. Hey, black people, black. They say I disgrace black people, that whites are listening. I say because we are foolish. If you disgrace that thing on the backside where the sun doesn't shine, it will go. It will leave you by force. We are an evil race. Ofonedu is in Enugu in detention, police detention, having not committed any crime. Instead of the police to apologize and say, oh, we are sorry, we shot at you. The police actually arrested him with bullet wounds, with bullets lodged in his lungs in the police cell because they want him to die. That is black man for you. Black and evil. That is a black man for you. He committed no crime. And remember our Ebonyi State coordinator, that they forced to give out the names of our coordinators. I want to let our people understand that once they arrest you, you must remain very strong mentally. They will come and say, oh, IPAB has abandoned you. They will not, as they told Bright Chimes here when they arrested him. They said, oh, that Nnamdi Kanu you're following, don't you see he's contesting the election? Come and testify against him. Bright Chimes said to them, not the man that I know. You're lying to me. Do you understand? They will call all the people that we went to prison together. They will call them one after the other. Come, can't you testify? Can't he wants to make money with Biafra? You know, stupid black people. And they will tell them, go to hell. You're lying. Today, are we not all out? All of us. You have to remain strong and resolute. Very, very strong. They will treat you. As I'm talking to Ogbonna wherever he is, and all those who are in detention, they will come to you and say, oh, IPOB is doing nothing. But our people are out in Omai. We never give up. We keep fighting until we free all of our people. They want to demoralize you. You people don't understand how to depress or get a black person to turn from a patriot into a traitor. I'll give a very simple example. On my Facebook page, I have over 500,000 followers. And the likes is 330,000 or thereabouts. It's the only time in this world where the likes on a page is trailing behind the followers by over 100,000. But I'm not complaining. Do you know if you go to my page and search for my name, you will see 330,000 likes. They won't show you 500,000 followers, no. Because Facebook, black people, Facebook in Lagos, they want to show you the lower number. So you become demoralized. You will think, oh, maybe many people are not following him. Only if you are intelligent will you understand that. That's how I know them. I studied them very well. I have lived with white people for very many decades. I know if they want to get at black people, I know how they do it. I know their tricks. I know how they operate. You have to be a very intelligent person to understand their tricks. They will go to prison. Now they will be telling Ofonadu Okafor, oh, don't worry, they've abandoned you. That IPOB you want to die for. Can't you see? Nobody's asking for you. But they will know that we are at the gate. And they are taking money from us to take food to him. That is why we must be very, very intelligent. When they arrest you, they will tell you that IPOB has abandoned you. That means that the whole world is aware of all the atrocities being meted against us. Are you telling me that the UK High Commissioner in Abuja doesn't know what Fulani is doing? Are you telling me that people with MI5, MI6 at their disposal doesn't know that Fulani people are the ones, their governors are the ones sponsoring terrorism? Is that what you're telling me? Are you telling me that even the Israeli ambassador in Abuja doesn't know the Mossad? They have not told them that that man there is not Buhari. You think they don't know? Is that what you think? Do you seriously think that the US ambassador with CIA, FBI, everybody at their disposal? Are you telling me that the American ambassador in Abuja right now doesn't know that there is no Buhari there? Doesn't know what the Fulani are doing? Are you telling me that they don't know what the army and police are doing? Is that what you're telling me? Now ask yourself this question. If they know all these things, why are they not saying anything about it? Because the level of lawlessness in the zoo, the level of human rights abuses in the zoo is more than any other place on the face of this earth, including Afghanistan. Ask yourself, why is it that nothing is being done to stop it? Because Fulani will give them money and they'll keep quiet. Because they know that some of you will even support your own persecution. Because they know they came to Africa to take slaves. We sold ourselves to them. They came to Africa to colonize us. We gave ourselves willingly. China is now also in Africa. We are also giving ourselves to them. They know how foolish we are as a race. But in Biafra, they have made something different. We start with the truth. This truth that we preach, excuse me, is what is setting our people free. Let me have a sip of water. Because after all said and done, our freedom lies in our brain, how we reason, not how muscular we are, not how strong we are physically, but how tough we are mentally. Can we outlast our enemies mentally? Once we do that, then we have won. Of course, we are winning. We are winning. There was something somebody wrote. His name is Zakari Gundu. They say he's a professor of archaeology at Ahmadu Bello University in the zoo. He was talking about the zoo through facts and authentic history. That's the analysis I want to do this very evening. His name is Zakari Gundu. He said that Fulani feudalism is real, and it is why we cannot reason the same way. What Islam means to Fulani is occupation and usurpation of the conquered by Fulani oligarchy emirates. They have come to conquer you. But you have somebody who says he's an intellectual, somewhere writing from New York. Hey, stop these things you're doing. Let me tell you something. One Nigeria is a honey trap. One Nigeria is a trap. The more you subscribe to one Nigeria, the more they Fulanize and Islamize you. Because if you believe in one Nigeria, you must also believe that the Fulani can live in your forest. You also have to believe in Ruga. You have to believe in the waterways bill. You have to believe that although you are doing your businesses in the township, Fulani does their businesses in the bushes and in the forest. And any forest that they occupy belongs to them. That was why they partnered with the police. That was why they partnered with the army to launch Mieti Ala Vigilante all over the zoo. So whichever forest they are occupying belongs to them. You can't come and say to somebody, you cannot be in our forest. Because if you're a Nigerian and you believe in one Nigeria, you have to be in the forest. Forest is part of Nigeria. Do you see how they conquer you? As you're busy traveling abroad, living in the north, trying to make ends meet, they are in your forest. You can no longer come back home. And what I'm asking Elohim to do is, I want God to give us a little tiny brain to be able to find this. Just reason for once. Ask yourself this question. What is somebody doing in my forest? For you to believe in one Nigeria, you have to allow him to move his cattle to wherever he wants to go. And that cattle could be in your mother's farm. To be a good Nigerian, you keep quiet. They have been keeping quiet in the middle, but look at where they are today. The Hausas kept quiet, look at them. They want to overrun our land. Biafra land is the only place where Janjaweedism has not taken any foothold. Forget the nonsense they're doing in Ebonyi. We are visiting them very, very heavily. Now you understand it, don't you? If you believe in Nigeria, you believe that Fulani will conquer you one day. And they will. They will. This is according to Zakari Gundu, who happens to be a professor of archaeology. I hope that he's not a pseudonym, that he's not writing under an alias. It made a very perfect sense. What Islam means to you and I is religion. But what it means to Fulani is an instrument of conquest. Because if they have Fulani, their fellow Muslims anywhere, of course you must subscribe to one zoo. And now let me put it to you this way. Every Yoruba person who is a Muslim believes that their supreme leader is the Sultan of Sokoto. The same way with those of them in Ebonyi that claim that they have converted to Islam. Which means they now listen to the Sultan of Sokoto and not to you or I. What does that tell you about the future of your children? What does that tell you? This evening, I want our people to reason and reason very, very well. Do you know these are historical facts? Do you know that in prayer, this is one Nigeria, where we let us work for one Nigeria? I am saying this so that all Jews of Kanu and their lives will understand that Fulani will conquer all of you, decimate you, and get rid of your children and take over your land. That is how they have been operating from time immemorial. Do you know that a Fulani must always lead in prayer? Not a Hausa man. Do you know that no Yoruba Muslim can lead a Juma prayer in the north? Even if a 10-year-old Hausa boy is there, the Hausa boy will lead. If a Fulani boy is there, the Fulani boy will lead. Are you aware of that? Have you seen the caste system in Islam in the zoo? But the Yoruba Muslim will not tell you this. They can never tell you this, never. Ask them, has a Yoruba man ever been able to lead a prayer in a mosque in the north before? Let them show you that person. It doesn't exist. Fulani must be respected everywhere they are. Even among the blind in Lagos or Bruno or Kanu, writes this professor. Till date, Fulani may take the sons of Hausa, castrate them, and use them as domestic guard over their harem of women. You know, they still have harem in the north. And this Hausa, they get a Hausa man and they cut off his balls and make him a guard over the women. Do you know that you claim I feel sorry for people? When somebody comes out to talk about one Nigeria, I feel sorry. Do you know that in the census in the zoo, you cannot see Fulani women and count them? The Fulani idiot to tell you he has a harem. And India, in his harem, he has 40 women. The census man will write 40 women and walk away. But you are in one Nigeria. I want people to be able to reason, to understand the damage that Nigeria does to the psyche of anybody who can reason. Believe me, I've said it many times. Once you say you are a Nigerian, I lose respect for you. I know you're not a human being. You cannot reason very well. There is nobody on this earth with their senses functioning very well who can come out and proudly proclaim, I am a Nigerian. It's not possible. Never. Now, listen. Have you ever, apart from Kanu, when was the last time any Hausa man rose up to shout down at a Fulani man? That's never happened. That will never happen. Hausa is underneath them. They have taken Yoruba, they have put Yoruba underneath them. It's only now that Yoruba is fighting back to the likes of Osakinpoli and Gani Adams. They are now doing very well, saying no, enough is enough. They have now realized. Before they were under them, using the likes of Tinubu, that is the thing. They promise you something and they extract the maximum from you. They gave Gowon, the head of state of the zoo. Today, Gowon's people are under Fulani. They are dying in the middle belt. They are the ones being killed. Our people never learn. They never learn. Do you know that Hausa people do not have the right to own land in the north? Show me a Hausa man that owns a land in the north. Show me, I'm asking you. All the emirs are Fulani. I've told you this before. Most of the governors and senators in Hausa populated territories are all Fulani. Most ministerial and juicy appointments under the current government are systematically handed to people of Fulani extraction who are residing in different states in the north. Fulani would rather support Igbo or Yoruba for the office of president for fear of Fulani, of Hausa rising up. They don't want the Hausas to rise up because any day the eyes of the Hausa people open, Fulani will be in trouble. Better, of course, rather than opening their eyes. Oh, Igbo man is your problem. Look at him. He has a shop in Sabongeri. That burn it down. The idiot who can do it. In the name of Islam. They use Islam to confuse you. They come into your land. They rape your mothers. They abduct your daughters in broad daylight. You do nothing. Police commissioner will not respond. But when your sons gather, the same police, you can shoot at them. And when they arrest them, they'll ask us to pay. Abia State Judiciary is in very serious mess, I'm telling you. Them and their police and their prison. And they'll get it hot very soon. They'll get it very hot. Mad people everywhere. These are the tricks. Every blessed year, you keep hearing one Nigeria. Let's move now. Every idiot. They have brought over some, should I say, unconscionable Igbo people. In fact, right across the board. They love Biafra land. They come to your village, they buy some idiots over. They give them junior minister. The idiot will be talking nonsense. You'll be following him and clapping for him. Clapping for your ignorance and your stupidity. And you're dying. And your land is going. The Fulani are coming in. The crimes that the Fulani have committed, the political crimes that the Fulani have committed, if any other tribe tries it, they'll be wiped away from the face of the earth. But Fulani can do whatever they like. Because Britain supports them. Britain wants you to be a fool. I keep asking you, has that woman said anything? The High Commissioner? Are you telling me she is not seeing all the crimes the Fulanis are committing? Both with their cattle and their AK-47. Who hasn't seen it in the zoo? But what is stopping you? Ask yourself this very simple question. What is stopping you from doing something? What is stopping you from rising up and saying, enough is enough? The Hausa people kept quiet for very many years. Look at that. And it's not that the Fulanis are very clever. They are not, I'm telling you. It's Britain that gave them the template. They are operating with. That's all. It's a bribe. Because Anybody, if you want, look at, even the Chinese are using it. If you want to conquer Africa, it's very simple. Come and bribe a few of them to fight themselves. That's all you need to do. That's the nonsense they want to bring in IPOB. Idiot with us already. We are going to fight. We are going to Metari here. In your next life, if you can't Nnamdi Kanu, you run away. People must listen this night very, very carefully, please. After raping you and taking your land, they will now come for peace. And that peace settlement is the end of you. These are the things people don't understand. There is a news going around in southern Kaduna. Miyetti Allah agrees to end quarrel with neighbors. Do you see the way wicked journalists in the zoo is writing? Because they have brought them over. A human being will go to school of journalism. He will be taught, or she will be taught everything about objectivity, being very factually correct, and trying not to support anybody. I don't know if some people observed how the news about the alleged killing of 2 Fulani people in Obibo was covered. An attack. They said, IPOB, Daily Trust paper, Fulani paper, IPOB, attack. Most of the zoo papers said, IPOB, attack. Not clash. We never clashed with them. It's an attack. But when police will come to your house and shoot at you, it's a clash. I want the world to understand that black people are wicked. There is a level of wickedness and evil in black people that will even make Satan Lucifer to be shocked. Now it is because it's IPOB attack. But when IPOB are being killed, it's IPOB. That's a clash with the police. Now you know. Some of them will rise up to be writing nonsense. Not that they don't like what we do, or the truth that is the way we preach it. It's paining them because some of them go to work and their white friends will be telling them, "My dear monkey, you people are not well. No? Do you see how foolish you are?" And if they complain, they say, "No, didn't you hear Nnamdi Kanu? That's what he said. He's not a black man. He's not an African." Now you know. Now you understand. Miyetti Allah has agreed. In southern Kaduna, you know, these people are so foolish. When they bring out themselves, they don't know. When they disgrace themselves, they don't know. When I was telling you people that it is Miyetti Allah that is Fulani bandit, Miyetti Allah are the terrorists, cattle headsmen, you don't believe me. The same Miyetti Allah is the one that they said is the legitimate stakeholder in the government, according to Garba Shehu, spokesperson to their so-called president. It is called putting one and one together. You get to be simple common sense. Now, I am going to tell the whole world that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist group. And because Miyetti Allah, according to the government of the zoo, is a legitimate stakeholder in their government, the government itself is a terrorist organization. Now listen, in southern Kaduna, now they have come to do what they call peace in southern Kaduna. You know what they said? Miyetti, according to the sub-headline, Miyetti Allah has agreed to end the fight with other communities in southern Kaduna. So it was Miyetti Allah all along. As I told you. So it was Miyetti Allah all along in southern Kaduna with Governor El-Rufai. The same Miyetti Allah I told all of you is a terrorist group. The same Miyetti Allah. Have you seen? Now they're talking about peace, settling Fulani there and giving them 4 Emirates. All of a sudden, Miyetti Allah has come out. But a few weeks ago, we were being told it's Fulani bandits. A few weeks ago, we were being told that is people from Mali, people from Chad, people from Niger. But now, they are sharing land, the land of southern Kaduna people. Miyetti Allah has come out. You see how they're messing with you? When it comes to stealing people's land, it's Miyetti Allah. When it comes to who are the people committing all the atrocities, it is foreigners, according to Nigerian journalists. That's what they do. Now tell me how God can answer the prayers of such people. That was why Jeremiah chapter 5, God read it. I have not seen them. These people are evil. I have not seen any that speaks and sticks on the truth, no matter what. I have not seen any. Who are the people suppressing our posts? When they see IPOB, Biafra posts, they say, these are black people working for Facebook in Lagos and in Abuja. Black people. The same thing that happened during slavery. When people see those who are speaking the truth, they gang up with the white man to go and kill that person. These are black people. It is in their nature to betray. To become treacherous is in their DNA. They are traitors by nature. Now, it's time to share land. Mietiala has come out. So it was you people all along. Zoological Republic. You people are really, really daft. I'm telling you. Do you see why I say they don't have any intellectuals? They don't have intellectuals in the zoo. They have people who are daft but who can speak English or write English. Daft. All this while, killing a southern Kaduna, bandits from Mauritius, bandits from Morocco, bandits from Egypt. But now there are negotiations to settle everything. Is now Mietiala. Oh, dear me. The level of wickedness in black people, it will make somebody fall in love with Satan. I'm telling you. If you give me Satan and give me black people, I'll take Satan. Because even Satan cannot be this wicked. Satan cannot be this heartless. Lucifer cannot be this wicked. The level of wickedness in black people is unprecedented. Aligned with their treacherous behavior. That is why you people are poor and the lowest of the low. I believe it's genetic. They are inferior to other races because of their wickedness and their evil. That's why you are poor. Mietiana will kill people. Nigerian journalists, Punch, Vanga, all of the rats, is foreign bandits are in Nigeria. IG of police, these are foreigners, they are foreign bandits in southern Kaduna. But now there is land to be shared. It's now Mietiana. Oh, black people from Africa, useless to the core. Useless. Absolutely. People, I have never seen a race as stupid as black people are. I have never seen. Common sense they don't have. It's only to betray, to backbite. You give somebody money, the person will come back and call you a scammer. Somebody you get was hungry, kneeling down and begging me, please give me money. Came to Asaba to see me. And I actually brought them to Asaba to see me. Begging me for money. I put hand in my pocket. Somebody who came out of prison and I gave you money. The same person said, Nnamdi Kanu is a scammer. Because I tell you the truth. You see the way, if I am that kind, I will encourage George Okara. I say, go and meet them. Give me all the things that I want. Negotiate and give me and I will go. They've come before, they failed. They've come the second time, they failed. They came the third time, they failed. And if they come the fourth time, the person will not go back alive. Simple as that. And in all of this, I want our people to see, let me tell you something. We are the ones who have been conquered, or should I say some of them, by the Fulani. Because Afani Ferrer rejects constitutional review, insists on 2014 confab report. And whilst I agree with all they're saying, I like Afani Ferrer and what they're doing, but there must be something backing this thing up. If you don't boycott elections, all these things are empty. You continue with the same 1999 constitution, the same rubbish. You must do something. It's called direct action. It's called civil disobedience. If you don't do it, you continue living with this rubbish year after year after year. I am advising our friend Ifere tonight. The time has come to put a bit of muscle to all this rhetoric. There must be civil disobedience. No voting. Let there be general strike. Let children not go for any marching on the 1st of October or 1st of October. Let there be a lockdown. Of course, I'll be in Biafra land. Nobody's going anywhere on the 1st of October. Total and complete lockdown of Biafra land. The 1st of October. No marching on the streets, no nothing. I'm announcing it tonight. 1st of October, Biafra land, every school, nobody should go for marching. Any principal that allows the pupils to go for marching, you'll be in trouble. No marching. You're not marching for the zoo, marching for Mietiala, marching for Janjaweed, marching for the abduction of your daughters, marching for the rape of your mothers, marching so that cow can go into your farm and destroy it, marching so that you can be a 5th-class citizen, marching so you can be a slave. On the 1st of October, I'm announcing it tonight, and DOS must take note. Complete shutdown of Biafra land. Complete, I said total shutdown. March, no marching, no school, and we are nothing on the 1st of October. No marching. Don't let your children sit at home. Let the whole world understand how upset you are about what's going on. You can't claim you're upset, and then you will be following the enemy, doing what they ask you to do. I'm telling a funny ferry. All these press releases are meaningless. There must be bites to it. We are not asking anybody to do anything extraordinary. What we are asking, civil disobedience. 1st of October, Middle Belt, West, East, lockdown. Nobody should allow their child to go outside to go march for a little boy wearing a mask. Claiming his Buhari. Let him come out and address people in a live. Let them ask him questions. They cannot do it. And you claim you're in a democracy. You claim you have a sense of reasoning. All of you claim you're intellectuals. Whereas you are nobody. A bunch of useless nobodies. That's who you are. Bunch of useless nobodies. Every time, press statement. Every time, press statement. There must be bites to it. I find it very. That is very simple. You want the world to know you're not happy with fuel hike and all this nonsense you're going through, lack of security. Everybody keep your child at home on the 1st of October. Not just in Biafra land, in the West and in the Middle Belt, but I know they will give some of you money. That's what they do. They will go to the media, they'll give you money. Now, tell me how withdrawing your children from marching on that day is going to cause breakdown of law and order. Now you understand it? Anybody who comes to me and says, I am coming to negotiate for Nnamdi, Kanu and this great noble IPOB to drop Biafra, that day you will hear that I've committed murder. If that person comes and sees me and goes back alive, please reject me and stone me to death. Anybody who comes out to say, I am going to see Nnamdi Kanu to get him to stop the agitation for Biafra, if that person, after coming to see me, returns back alive to wherever he or she is going to, I am asking people to stone me alive in public. But they may know how serious we are. My mom died because of this. My father died because of it. I lost 28 men in my house. I lost my cousin. We have lost men at Mpo. We lost in our bar everywhere. You're coming to tell me to drop agitation for Biafra. If you leave my presence alive as a human being, I am asking Biafrans all over the world to stone me. Mad people everywhere. You have journalists. Nobody will reason. What baffles me is that nobody will think and say, but you told us that those killing Nigerians in southern Kaduna are from Mali, they are from Timbuktu, they are from Niger. But now there is going to be peace. Now it's Mietiala. Nobody. Hey, black people, black. God, why did you do this to me? God, why mix me with people common to his ordinary reason? You told me an armed robber came to my house, took off my things, stole my things. You have found that thing. You now want to negotiate. You're not telling me it's my next door neighbor. You told me it was an armed robber before. Is this how black people are? Does it mean that black people cannot sit down and actually reason? Hey, oh God, why? Why? I keep asking why. Why have you done this to me? You should have sent me as a tree or maybe even send me as a pet, I'll be useful to somebody. Why put me in the midst of people, ordinary sense, ordinary common sense they don't have? This punishment now. What type of punishment is this? People who cannot, people in broad daylight who cannot reason. Hey. You see, 1st of October this year. You see all that nonsense, all that press release. We are not happy. Middle bed, we are not happy. It's simple. To send a clear message to the whole world. Every stadium and parade ground will be empty. That's the clearest message you can send that you're not happy. Not all this useless press statement writing. We are not happy. What is happening cannot continue. We are not happy. Rubbish. Show that you're not happy. I find it fair to tell your children not to go anywhere. We are telling our children they're not going anywhere. Middle belts do the same. Then the world will rise up and do something. Because then Trump will ask American ambassador, why didn't they come out to march? What is happening? I thought he said it's the Independence Day. What happened? They will say people are sad. Why are they sad? Now the world can listen. It's pure. It's called common sense. You're not breaking any laws. You are not. I am appealing to our Duduwa brothers tonight and sisters. Hold your children. Let them not go out on the 1st of October. Then you see what will happen. It's called common sense. Civil. That is why blacks can go to, Africans can go to America. That was what Martin Luther King did. Civil disobedience. Nobody's asking you to carry guns or to go and start fighting anybody. Simple, common, civil disobedience. That is all you need to do, and then you are free. Not saying we don't want. I don't want. What Afeni Fere said is right. Confab report of 2014. That is where we stand. And some of you don't know the reason why that is a good thing. Go and read it again. You will understand why it's a good thing. And that is why Flami don't want it. Only them they don't want it. Why? Ask yourself why they don't want it. They go and they bribe some of you that they bribed your ancestors to sell your relatives as slaves. The same way we had some useless warrant chiefs. Now you understand it. All we are saying is come 1st of October. Let nobody go anywhere. Keep your children at home. Then the world will ask questions. The world won't ask questions if you keep writing press statements. I believe in confab, but that is rubbish. They won't do anything. You have to take action. Action. There is theory, there is practical. You know, all these years we've been theorizing since 2012. We've been preaching peace and love, and I still believe in peace and love anyway. And they kept killing us. And we said to them, stop this, you're killing. We are also human beings. They said no. And now if they come to kill us, we kill them. Very simple, very neat, very clean. We are going to die, yes, but you die with us. Now they understand it. And our own madness will be worse than anything they have ever seen before. They don't know the meaning of dragon flag. They have no idea what it means. They have no clue. One day I will tell the world. The Western world understand what it means. They banner in war. When you raise dragon flag, they understand what it means. We have raised ours in Africa for the very first time, and the world will hear about it. Humanity will hear about it. And that day they will ask us, why are you like this? We'll say to them, didn't you hear about Amnesty International report about Paul? What did you do? You know a white man, the law says. Well, when you heard about National High School Aba massacre, what did you do? Because you did nothing. That was why Fulani came to Emene to kill us. And it cannot happen. Will you allow me to come to your house to kill your children and your wife? The answer is no. Why should I accept Mietiala to come to my village and kill people? And then you'll be looking at me, I'll be looking at you. It's called simultaneous situation, solving two problems at the same time. I will ask you, do you want me to bring Mietiala to rape your wife in front of you? And then you tell me you love Fulani? Mad people everywhere. Now, they think I told them that we are so, before we came, we were prepared. Let me see who's going to blame us. We have said that we're not going back. Professor Ambassador George Obi also wrote something. My angry reaction today on APC UK platform. This man wrote, and I'm going to read what he wrote because it's very brilliant. I don't know if he wrote it or not. I have no idea. because I understand he's very close to Hope Uzodinma. Anybody who is close to Hope Uzodinma is Supreme Court governor appointed by the Fulanis to introduce an emirate in Imo State can never, ever be a patriot. I'm reading what they said, George Obiozor wrote. I don't know if he's writing because he wants to contest for Hanese president. You know how they are. Before they go in, they write all this nonsense. Once they go in, they go and they tie a sheet on their head. And there'll be no blood or air circulating around their brain. They start behaving like animals. Who knows? But the piece is brilliant and read it. Most of the diasporans here live in Europe. Can you show me one multi-ethnic state in Europe where one group is positioned to dominate the rest that hasn't broken up? Simple question. You know, you would understand, you would expect any who went to school or who's been to school to understand this. But that is, you know, people may be wondering, why is this man always fixated on the brain of a black man? Because that is where the problem lies now. If the blacks are useless because our brain doesn't function properly. That is the truth. Anybody who tells you that the brain of black people function properly, the person is deceiving you. Individually, we are brilliant. You may get a doctor, a scientist, another, all well and good. Assemble them together. Just assemble them together. You will see all manner of idiocy begin to emerge. As a group, that we are useless. Only IPOB is defying that very odd. This man wrote brilliantly, as I said. Very, very brilliantly what he wrote himself and this middle belt professor. I loved it so much that I said I will preach it tonight. It's very, very good. For those who may not know, what you call ethnic groups in Nigeria today are called nations in Europe. Wales, how many people are in Wales? Wales is the population of Imo State. But it has its own parliament, its own assembly, regional, yes. The same region that Fulham doesn't want. The same region that Britain is saying they don't want in the zoo that they created is what they have in the UK. What a bunch of people that colonized the zoo, that gave the zoo its name and independence. It is their creation. God did not create Nigeria. Britain did, or Luga did, one single man. The same system they have in Britain that can help people in the zoo, they are saying, no, you cannot have it because you're black. And because Fulani is there. Fulani is our boy. You are claiming that Donald Trump is a racist. There is no greater racism than what British government is doing in the zoo in Nigeria. That is the height of racism in the world. They are laughing at you, playing equality, bringing one black presenter on BBC. You think all is well. Because you're black, you're a nigger, your brains are not functioning, you cannot see what they're doing. It's like Fulani telling you, one Nigeria, they are Catholics in your backyard eating your cassava. That is one Nigeria. Armed people everywhere. But one Nigeria and you're finished. There are countries in Europe that you're calling tribes, but in Europe they are nations. They are nations. They are, oh, this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. In fact, I'm going to go into it in greater detail during our question and answer on Friday. I'm telling you, what this man wrote here is exceptional. I know him, Ambassador George, because I know him. I don't say I've not met him. And I know maybe he wants to compare and is the general. Anyone used to write like this. Oh, he was made of Hanese PG, and now they kill his children in front of his house, and he says nothing. So we have seen all these things before. It's action that will speak louder than words. By action, I mean, let everybody understand this. Our children are not on the 1st of October. We are not going anywhere, 1st of October. Nowhere, we are not going anywhere. No marching. 1st of October. None whatsoever. Any principal or headmaster or headmistress that wants to try, you want to get money from Fulani because they'll come to some of you and give you money, and you want to try your best to please one Nigeria. How they're doing it is not good. It's not how they do it. That day you show us how to do it. Fulani is in your backyard. The more you shout one Nigeria, the more Fulani gets closer to Atlantic Ocean. More one Nigeria from you, the closer they get to the Atlantic Ocean. Some of you cannot see that. Some of you don't know that because you're dumb, you're foolish. But we do, and we are not going to allow Fulani to use your foolishness to conquer our land. We won't let it happen. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. Not now, not tomorrow. Now I want to ask the so-called intellectuals, they are maybe mad people in the say they're intellectuals. I want to ask you a question. Do you remember there was a time we had the Roman Empire? Where is it today? Gone. We had the British Empire. Where is it today? Gone. France had empire. Where is it today, I ask? Gone. Communism had its own empire in USSR. Where is it today? It's gone. Communist edifices in Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and the big brother USSR, they have all collapsed. While Germany was even split into two, communism and capitalism before they united again. Such is the power of ethnic nationalism. People want to be free. In the future, they may come together. But for Britain to connive with Fulani, it's not possible. For Britain to connive with Fulani, Britain is there as a witness, as well as an accomplice to genocide and murder. And they are quiet. The British High Commissioner, that woman is evil beyond evil. Evil woman. That is why any day we catch any van belonging to BBC in our land, we will teach them a lesson. BBC, you people are agents of neocolonialism. You think you can use your rubbish to enter into our land and divide our people and divide our land with your garbage? Go and reform Igbo Broadcasting Service in England. Or yes, Igbo Broadcasting Service, English version of it. Useless people, always begging, always at the bottom, the lowest of the low. Was it not human beings that set up BBC? Can't you set up your own and employ them to work for you? People without shame, no class, no dignity, no decency. You don't have self-pride. Anything a white man gives to you, you accept. You are even grateful for it. And you think in Biafra land, you can push down that useless, garbage, white, supremacist nonsense on us because you're asking, there's BBC in your name. I live with them. I manage them. They came and promised us heaven and earth. Wrote epistles, wrote very brilliantly, got into office and became a Fulani slave. We've seen all this garbage before, and we are not going to fall for that nonsense. We cannot fall for it. We cannot fall for that garbage. We are more than that. Fulani are the ones stealing. They are the one. I have never come across any diplomat say that Fulani people are criminals. But here, Magu is a thief. Amalami is an AG is a thief. They are accusing themselves. Nobody has come out to say that Fulani people are criminals. Buhari, when he was alive, opened his mouth and said that anybody who is paying subsidy, that's what he said, anybody who is paying subsidy is a fraud, is a criminal. The same idiot, he paid subsidy before he died. All the fools now wearing face rubber mask off his face, they are paying subsidy and eating. Aisha is organizing wedding inside Asarok. All that moral piety garbage is gone. Inside Asarok wedding, inside Asarok. Some of you are food. Honestly speaking, black people, we are useless. We are useless. We are very, very useless, I'm telling you. We are done. Magu probe. I am ready to appear. This is Attorney General of the Federation. Is a thief, a kleptomaniac, a robber, Onyoshi. These are the fools that prescribe IPOB. This is the idiot because they knew that IPOB will expose them. They know that Radio Biafra will expose all they are doing. So the best thing for them to do is to keep you a fulefus occupied with IPOB prescription and tagging as a terrorist movement so that we cannot speak the truth. That was why they came to kill me. How many of you have they come to kill before? How many of you are asked? Everywhere. Everywhere. Abubakar Malami, he said he is now going to testify before Justice Ayo Salami-led presidential investigation panel into stealing. Britain will say nothing because it's Fulani. They can steal all the like, it's Fulani. Ndoshi, they can steal all the like. Malami was reacting to a letter written by Magu asking them to summon the AG, Attorney General. And the people are there every day going to work. He says, God wants it. And your useless pastor will be telling you, you're going to heaven. Don't worry what is happening in the zoo. You're going to heaven. But meanwhile, bring your tithe and your offering. You're a fool. You are a fool. Your pastor cannot preach about Malami. What Malami is doing, what Magu is doing, what Fulanis are doing to you, how they're paying themselves a subsidy, how Aisha Buhari flew to Dubai to go and do shopping in the midst of Corona lockdown, no international flight. Claiming she has headache. And all of you are idiotically and foolishly moping. This huge black. Oh, God forbid. God forbid. She went shopping in the middle of Corona. There was lockdown, no international flights. Other people cannot fly abroad, but she did to go and do shopping for her daughter Hanan to go and do wedding. And you're in a democracy. You are not ashamed of your stupidity. Your stupidity is shaming me. Black people. Your stupidity is shaming me, I'm telling you the truth, honestly speaking. There are many more things we have to cover, but I'm going to publish it. This thing that this professor wrote, Zachary Gundu, is amazing. You have to read. We don't read him that much, apart from 2 or 3 lines, but you have to read it. Absolutely amazing. And what Ambassador George also wrote is absolutely spectacular. Go through it as well. But we read and we don't do anything. Black people now, we read. It goes through what it comes out of the other. And this evening, of course, there are many more things to cover. Many more things to cover. Somebody said, Anglican Bishop, Southeast governors must tackle insecurity now. Remember when the same Southeast governors, they announced regional security before? Ask them, where is it now? No, because of phone calls. The same thing they want to do in IPOB. They look for one useless officer that is corrupt. They call the idiot. We can make you great. Idiot. Idiots. They play with us, don't know who we are. I have an announcement to make, please. There are some special lessons we must learn about freedom fighting. I lead IPOB. When I say something, it stands. Others have tried. I'm not saying that some idiots will not come out tomorrow to try their luck. That's how life is. Black people with their ill discipline. There are some criminally minded elements within IPOB. And they think they can flex their muscles. From tonight, I will take this example with them, all of them. I will fish out each and every one of you, and I will dismiss you. I made an announcement the other day, and some idiots felt they can continue to do what they're doing. And this evening, I'm making some announcements. And please listen very, very carefully. Effective this evening with immediate effect. Kari Nemi is, of course, he's an old boy. He's been with us from the beginning. He is no longer the zoo coordinator. He is our new Africa rep from now, this immediately. Mrs. Juliana Harry is the new West African rep. And Subai Goodluck Keme is now the overall zoo coordinator, Niger Area National Coordinator. I repeat, Tarinemi, and I want the memo issued immediately. Tarinemi is now the new Africa rep. Mrs. Pinaire Juliana Harry is the new West African rep. Subai Goodluck Keme is the new Nigeria National Coordinator. Effective immediately. There's something we say where we come from. Ungo. It's not the ungo is what you use to oil bean seed, African salad. Ungo is called. It's made with potash. If you say it doesn't work, just take a drop and put it in your eye. See the way it works. It's nango. Somebody should translate for me in English. It's an ango adigire tanyananya. Once I issue an order is an order. If you flaunt it, you're gone. You're gone. Once a deity misbehaves, we go to the forest and show it the tree we carved it from. That's how we are as a people. IPOB is a juggernaut. Unstoppable. Tomorrow there may be other idiots tomorrow. They may come up tomorrow. I don't care. As you raise your idiocy, we treat it. Every idiocy will be treated. People may have legitimate grievances. Your grievances may be legitimate, but the way you handle it is what tells us if you are a leadership material or not. Today, Amarachi is the West Africa auditor. There was a time she was suspended from IPOB. Obi Dobiene that was with us from the beginning, the North America rep, was suspended. I said and he did it. It didn't stop him from calling me. It didn't stop him. No. In fact, his contributions to IPOB increased. He's our North America rep and a valued member and the senior one for that matter of this movement. That's how we roll. Sometimes we try you to see if you have the temperament of what it takes to lead our people. Because we have very formidable enemies. If you mess up, you'll be thrown by the curb as simple as that. I thank all of you for what I have tonight is too much, but let me leave it for Friday. Friday is around the corner. But be resolute. You will hear news. I warned you. You will hear things. Let me warn you again tonight. The strength of what we are doing, our courage is in our brain. Mental strength. Not physical, mental. We outlast our enemies. You must understand that. And brace yourselves for things to come. We are in a very turbulent time, but we are going to emerge victorious. I can assure you. The flag has been raised, it won't come down. And every saboteur, both outside and within, will be dealt with accordingly. That I can assure you. Because Biafra is all we have nothing else. We have nothing. Are we better than those who have died? Are we better than them? The answer is no. So when we say Biafra or death, we mean it. What else are we living for? Is it to raise our children in this type of stupid environment in the zoo? Is that what you want? Where black people behave like animals, there is no discipline, there's no application. If you're not disciplined, you cannot be an IPOB. I swear you cannot be. You cannot be. The work we are doing is the work that Elohim ordained must be done by this generation. And we cannot fail. I thank you all for listening. To us, Biafra is more than life itself. It is a religion. And here on radio, Biafra is where we worship because Elohim, the Most High Chukwu Biama, that I worship 7 times a day, is our God. From me, from here, good evening.